We are back. It's Mystic Perp Sports. Today we are doing another live mock draft from the FantasyPros mock draft lobby. 12-team PPR, but today we're going from the 9th pick. So let's see what we can get into. Let's see what type of team we can draft. Let's see who we get with our first pick. It's always the most exciting. So let's see how this goes. All right, and here we go. First pick is up. I think we all think it's going to be Jefferson, but let's see what happens. Ooh, okay. Jamar Chase went number 1 this time around. JJ left on the board. It's a pretty simple pick right now. You got to go with JJ. Full PPR. Make the pick, buddy. Make the pick, buddy. And he goes McCaffrey. Number 3. Hank. That's right. Pick that quick, man. Got JJ 3rd. That is insane. Tyreek Hill then goes. People are really using up their 30 seconds. Really making sure they're getting their picks right. Can't blame them. First pick. Most important pick you can do. So Cooper Kupp goes after Tyreek Hill. And then goes Austin Eckler. So Eckler with the 6th pick. So we've had 2 running backs in the first 6 picks so far. Then goes Travis Kelce. Alright, Stephon Diggs went. We are up next. Let's take a look at who we have available. I'm very privy to going wide receiver first. Although I love Saquon Barkley. I did a mock draft a little bit ago where I took him with the 11th pick in one of my prior videos. So I'm going to take a different approach to start this draft. And I'm actually going to go with Amon St. Brown. I think in PPR he is going to have a monster year. Especially with Jameson Williams out. He's going to be sucking up targets. So I'm happy with that pick. I like that start. We'll see who's available with our next pick. And see if we want to stack up at receiver or if we want a running back. But after our pick, CeeDee Lamb went and then Bijan Robinson. That's the furthest down I've seen Robinson fall in the mock drafts that I've been doing. So I'm sure Flat Shill, Team 11, is pretty happy with that. Then goes Tony Pollard. So Pollard went in the first round in this draft. I haven't seen that happen much either. Saquon Barkley's still on the board. Looks like Devontae Adams goes at the turn though for Team Lucas right there. And then AJ Brown comes off the board. Then Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes went pretty early in this draft, but people are doing that this year. So let's take a look at who's available. We went Amon-Ra with our first pick. Mark Andrews is still available. Saquon Barkley is still available. The other 2 top quarterbacks are still available. But I think at this point, it's screaming in our face. We should take Saquon Barkley. I think that's a great pick at this point. I would have taken him in the first round too. So very happy with this start so far. Saquon Barkley, Amon-Ra St. Brown. Both PPR monsters, so should be a pretty solid foundation for us to start. Alright, so right after us, it looks like Garrett Wilson went. So he's pairing Garrett Wilson up with Stephon Diggs. That's a fire start right there. Double wide receiver start. Great picks though. Probably going to finish at least combined both of them. I'm assuming top 8 finish for both of them. But after Garrett Wilson, then went Nick Chubb. So Team M3 right there, who started with the 7th pick, has Kelce and Nick Chubb. That's a pretty damn good start too. But then after Chubb, we see Olave come off the board. I think that's really early. I can't trust it enough in New Orleans right now. Yes, he had a good year last year, but MT should be back. Kamara is still going to be there, even though he suspended the first 3 games. Derek Carr's there now, so we'll see how that works out. But after Olave went, then Jalen Waddle. So the team after that has Cooper Kupp and Jalen Waddle. That's a good start too. I like that. And then the team that took Tyreek Hill then took Derrick Henry. So after Olave, it went Waddle, then Henry. And then Team Hank, who had the third pick, took Devontae Smith to pair with Justin Jefferson. That's all right. It's pretty good. So Jonathan Taylor's still on the board. Let's see if the McCaffrey owner goes with that. Takes the risk. They did. If Taylor reports, if he's available week 1, if he's healthy week 1, that's a really good start for Team AB from the second pick. They might have the RB1 and RB2, maybe. So we'll see how they do. And then the team who took Jamar Chase number 1 is on the board. Let's see who they go with. Josh Jacobs. They might be on auto. Keenan Allen got taken really quickly after that. Then T. Higgins to go with the double running back start. Forgive me right there. Jalen Hurts goes with Devontae Smith and Jefferson. So he already has a stack and possibly the number 1 receiver. So after Hurts, Calvin Ridley comes off the board. They go to the team that already has Derrick Henry and Tyreek Hill. Solid team. A lot of solid teams to start this draft so far. Then Joe Mixon, then Mark Andrews. So Andrews, the second tight end off the board, comes in the 3rd round, middle of 3rd round. Pretty good value there, I'd say. Then we have Ramondre Stevenson come off the board. This one's going down to the wire as well. And they went with Josh Allen. So we are up next. We've already taken Amon-Ra. We've taken Saquon. Let's see what we have available for the best values. Let's hide the drafted players. We can take Lamar here. We're going to need a quarterback. I think we can wait to see who's available on the next pick. I think I'm going to roll with Jahmyr Gibbs on this one. I'm going to go with the rookie in Detroit. I feel like he has good value in a PPR. I feel like he has a lot to prove. He just has that chip on the shoulder type of mentality. So I'm happy with that pick. Let's take a look at our team. We have Amon-Ra, St. Brown, and Saquon Barkley, and then Jahmyr Gibbs. I'm okay with having 2 Detroit Lions, but I am putting some stock in them with those picks, obviously. So I'm not going to take any more Detroit players going forward. I think that's pretty obvious of a thing to do at this point. But after we took Gibbs, CeeDee Lamb, the team with CeeDee Lamb that has Patrick Mahomes already, then took DK Metcalf. So I like their team too. I think Metcalf is kind of being underrated this year. I just have a gut feeling he's going to be pretty decent. But after DK Metcalf, then Najee Harris went. So Team Flat Shill has Bijan Robinson, AJ Brown, and Najee Harris. But then after Harris went, then we have Amari Cooper. Team Lucas 252 started with Pollard, then Adams, and then took Cooper recently. So they are up on the board again right now. They are taking the turn pick here. I'm going to be surprised if they don't maybe go with Hockenson here. Or maybe they want to take another running back. They might take Aaron Jones, Breece Hall, ETN. I think I just saw ETN go. Yep, they took ETN. So, it's okay. Then Lamar Jackson goes. And then after Jackson, we have the team that just recently took DK Metcalf. So who are we going to take on our next pick? I like to go receiver. Or I'll go Hockenson, depending on the receivers that are available. Let's see what we have. Debo, DeAndre Hopkins, Jerry Jeudy, Chris Godwin. We have a couple running back options available there. I'd rather wait to my next pick. So let's see who we want to go with here. This is kind of a tough pick. I think I am going to go with TJ Hockenson. I don't want to end up with a shitty tight end, so I'll go with Hockenson this time around. And on our next pick, let's see who's available, see what we can do with our team. But after we took Hockenson, DeAndre Hopkins went off the board. So they started with 3 wide receivers. It's a pretty good team. They got the Allen and Diggs stack, Garrett Wilson as well, and then DeAndre Hopkins. I like that start. But after Hopkins, then we had Deebo Samuel come off the board. See if Deebo has a good year this year. I hope he does. And then after Deebo, the other JJ, Jerry Jeudy. I think he's going to have a good year too. No tire, no blimp, but a good year, as in he's going to have a steady, solid year. And then after JJ, the other JJ, Breece Hall, screaming value right there. He might start a little slow, but even if he does, the back half of the season is where it's going to matter most, especially if you're going to the fantasy playoffs. So if he's not ready to go to start the season, hopefully he has a backup plan ready to go. Toot Dog 82, talking to you, baby boo. See what you do. After that, we had Kenneth Walker, the third go. I like Kenneth Walker this year. I do like him this year. Then McLaurin goes, Godwin, Miles Sanders, DJ Moore, Drake London. I'm not a big fan of Drake London this year, and it's not necessarily his fault. I just don't know if I can really do Atlanta receivers. But at a certain point, he is worth a value, but I'm not too interested at 502. But after London, we have Waller come off the board. Goes without saying with Darren Waller's health, but if he can stay healthy, he's going to have a pretty decent year fantasy-wise. I think we can all assume. Then goes Joe Burrow, Justin Fields. So we're going to be up here soon. I would like to take another receiver or a quarterback depending on who's available. I would love Justin Herbert. I think we'd have to take him at that point. Watson as a wide receiver 2 kind of scares me. Deontay Johnson might be a better option as a wide receiver 2, but I don't really know if I like that too much. Let's see what we got. So Justin Herbert went. But let's go back. Fields, Madison, Herbert, Pierce, and now we're up. Honestly, before it gets too late, we're going to be one of those guys, or I will. I want someone who I can assume is probably going to give me a little bit of a boost at the quarterback position. So I'll go Trevor Lawrence. I think he's going to have a good year. And he's not a bottom barrel quarterback, so I'll rock with that. Then goes Deontay Johnson. Then goes Christian Watson. Kind of regretting that I didn't go with another stud receiver. You always have doubts, or I do. I could have a great draft and I'll still have doubts. Tyler Lockett might be a pretty serviceable wide receiver too. He's pretty steady. Mike Williams, I don't know if I can do. So there goes Lockett. I think I just saw fly off the board. Ayuk, Kirk. I might go with Kirk. Kirk as a wide receiver too isn't too bad, especially with a Trevor Lawrence stack. I'm going to do that. Christian Kirk, if he's not 1, he's going to be 2. Calvin Ridley should help relieve some pressure. I'm going Christian Kirk. After Kirk, Cam Akers went. Michael Pittman went. So taking a look at our team, I fell into this trap again. It might not be a big deal. It might be of concern. But I have 4 people on bye week for week 9. That week 9 might just be the week that I lose. Maybe I win most of my other weeks. We'll see. But after Pittman went, then James Conner, then Brandon Ayuk. It's a pretty good value for James Conner right there, I'd say. Same with Ayuk. Then Goddard. Then Rashad White. Damn, these are flying off the board. Are people not picking anymore? What the fuck, man? Kyle Pitts, Deshaun Watson, Marquise Brown, Dak Prescott, Alvin Kamara. Those went flying off the board. I don't think those people are picking anymore. Speaking of picking, there's George Pickens. But then goes Mike Evans. Who are we going to take with our next pick? We have 2 receivers. We have 2 running backs. We have a quarterback. We have a tight end. We need to go with best depth. Whoever is available, best depth, best value, best talent. That's who we need to target next. But after Mike Evans went, Javonte Williams went, then Jordan Addison, then James Cook. Those 2 picks flew off the board too. They might be on auto pick. Who do we have here though? David Montgomery. I'm not taking another Detroit player. DeAndre Swift. Jahan Dotson, Jackson Smith. I might go with Jackson Smith as my flex. I hope he's not a bye week 9. Thank you. I'll take the rookie out of Seattle. I'll give him a shot as a flex. I can always change that spot out. He's not going to be a constant fixture if it's not going to work out. But with where we're picking in the draft right now, I'm okay with taking a chance on the rook. So after we took JSN, Dotson went, DeAndre Swift went, Tua went, David Montgomery went, Monty boy, Brandon Cooks, Treylon Burks, and we are up again. So let's see who we have at our disposal. We could take Dalvin Cook. Now that he's signed with New York, we could take Pacheco. I might want to go with Pacheco. I feel like he might have a little more upside. He doesn't have to battle Breece Hall, so I'm going to go with Pacheco here. I like that pick. I feel like that's pretty good value at that point. Should be featured enough in Kansas City's offense to make that, a worthy flex or running back start when I may need it. But after we took Pacheco, Gabe Davis went, then Cortland Sutton. Bateman goes after Sutton. Bateman is a player that I'm fading everywhere. Him and Dobbins. I'm not taking constantly, perpetually injured players that haven't been able to prove that they can stay on the field. And that's not a slight against them personally. That's just the availability aspect of it. I'm not going to deal with that in fantasy if I can't. Or I'm not going to deal with it if I can choose to, avoid players who might have that concern. So after Bateman, Juju goes to Toot Dog 82. Toot Dog has 5 wide receivers. He's tooting and booting all them. And then we have Dalvin Cook go to the team in the 4th spot who needed that depth. That's a pretty good pick for them. Then Michael Thomas goes to the team who took Kamara around earlier. See how that works out. Then Antonio Gibson, Elijah Moore, Quentin Johnston, Jacoby Myers. And Michael Thomas's team is back on the board. AJ Dillon goes next. This guy, 4th spot. He might go receiver here. I feel like he feels that he needs a receiver. We'll see what he does. At least if I was him, I would take a receiver. He went with Khalil Herbert. I think that's too early of a pick for Herbert. I don't like the crowding in the backfield in Chicago, especially with Justin Fields being such a threat to rush himself and hang on to the ball. But we'll see how that pick turns out. So toot it and boot it, then went with Zay Flowers. So he's really tooting and booting those receivers for sure. But can't say I blame him with that pick. I considered Zay Flowers at this point too. Rookie, upside. Kadarius Toney goes off the board after Zay Flowers, then Brian Robinson, then Samaje Perine, and we are up, ladies and gentlemen. Who should we go with? Who's the best available depth? I would take Charbonnet, but we have Jackson Smith. I don't know if I necessarily want to do that. Rashad Penny could work, but he's perpetually injured. Nico Collins, I don't know if I want to deal with that. This is getting really down to the wire. I think at this point I'm just going to throw a dart on the board and I'm going to go with Rashad Penny and hopefully he doesn't get hurt. Oh my God. Another bye week 10. Okay. Yeah, it probably was a reach, but, you know, 30 seconds is not much time to work with. And I know a lot of our drafts aren't going to be like that, but again, this is preparation. This should help, so we'll see. But after I took Penny, Evan Ingram went, Freiermuth, Charbonnet, Sky Moore, Jamal Williams, then McKinnon. We are back on the board. We need to take another receiver here just to keep bolstering that depth. Collins is there at this point. Beckham is an option. He may be okay in Baltimore. Lazard is an option in New York, or on the New York Jets, I should say. I'll give Beckham a shot. At this point in the draft, I'll give Beckham a shot. He's probably looking to, you know, make better of his name play-wise. But we'll see how he does. So it looks like he was at bye week 13, so that'll be fine with the issues that I ran into up here. I'm okay with that pick. I don't know if I like the Penny pick looking back, but it is what it is. But after I took Beckham, Nico Collins went, the rookie running back out of Miami. Then went Devon. Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins goes next. Kirko bangs. Kirky eating that turkey. Then goes Moore. Then goes Lazard. Lazard. We'll see who this next guy wants to go with. He has taken 1, 2, 3, 4 receivers, 3 running backs. He might go running back here. He might feel the need to get some depth. And I was wrong. He went with David Njoku. And then Damian Harris went. Tyler Boyd went. Zay Jones went. Daniel Jones went. So keeping up with the Joneses right there on the block right there. Then Thielen. Then Elijah Mitchell. Great pick if he can stay on the field this year. Really good pick if that's the case. Darnell Mooney comes off the board. Romeo Doubs. Might be a sneaky pick this year. We'll see how he does. But then Geno Smith went. Dalton Schultz went. We are up again. Take a look at our team real quick. 1, 2, 3, 4 receivers. 4 running backs. Let's just go with the best available at this point. Jameson, I'm not taking Detroit again. And he's suspended. It's not worth it. Let's take a look at some of these running backs. I like Tank. I'm not going to take him right now. I'm going to go with Tyler as a handcuff to Bijan just in case, but he should be decent enough on his own as it is when we do need him, hopefully. So after we took Tyler Algier out of Atlanta, then Raheem Mostert went. I was thinking about taking Mostert, but he can't stay healthy. Who knows how it's going to go with, speaking of right there, Jeff Wilson. They split the backfield. Then Devin Singletary went. A-Rod, Jameson Williams, Jalen Warren, and we are back up again. Let's see who we got. Receiver. We have Hockenson, so that makes me kind of about Osborne, but I do want him. We'll go with Tank Bixby on this turn right here. We'll go with some upside right there in the young guy. He is another Jacksonville player, but, you know, he's going to be a spot thing if we need it. On the next turnaround, I mean, we could have taken Elliott possibly there, but, I mean, I'm not really losing sleep over that one. But on the next turnaround, I would like to take Isaiah Hodgins if he's available. I think he's going to be possibly getting a decent target share. I think the only people that I could see taking a bigger target share are maybe Waller and Saquon, of course. And by target share, I just mean involvement more so. But we'll see how he does, and we'll see if he's available on our next pick. But after we took Bigsby, Kenneth Gainwell went, then Ezekiel Elliott. Niners defense, Tyler Higbee, and Okonkwo. Anthony Richardson, that's a good value pick right there. It's just I'm not going to take a double quarterback unless maybe he was available at my pick too. Probably would be the only exception. But then Michael Gallup goes after that. Greg Dulcich. Dante Foreman, Kendrick Miller, Dallas Cowboys defense, Philly defense, Rashawn Johnson. We're going to be coming up here again pretty soon. Then Curtis Samuel, Buffalo Bills defense, Cole Kmet. I just realized I took a lot of running backs. I'm not liking this build too much, but we're going to roll with it. And we're going to take the next best available receiver. And it looks like that is possibly Hodgins. I said I would take him on the next turn. I'm just going to take him on the next turn. We'll see how he can do for me. What bye week was he? Bye week 13 also. So I'm 9 and 13 all over the place. But after we took Hodgins, Gerald Everett went, DJ Chark, Dalton Kincaid, Justin Tucker, Tyler Bass, New England Patriots defense. We are up now. We got to take a defense or a kicker. Let's see who we have for the best available. I'd be happy with Young Ho, Carlson. I'd rather secure a decent kicker. So I'm going to go with Carlson right now, and then we'll see what defense I have on the flip side. After Carlson, Harrison Butker went, Evan McPherson. So we're seeing kickers and defense go, obviously, in these last few rounds. DPJ, Donovan Peoples-Jones, New York Jets, Chubba Hubba 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 Hubbard. Then goes, we have Young Ho Koo. I like that guy. I would have liked to have him on my team, but I mean, I could have taken him, but I didn't. Baltimore Ravens defense, Denver Broncos, Jason Sanders, Brandon McManus, Alec Pierce, Jake Elliott, Jason Myers. So with our last pick, who are we going to take for defense? I'm feeling like we might just have to go with, I already took Pittsburgh in a different video. Saints might be okay. I might go with the Saints defense. We'll see if they get picked up in the next couple of picks here. See if we get sniped. Graham Gano, Ganache, Quiche, Sam Laporta, Kansas City Chiefs defense. So we do have a defense that we can take that I said I would be interested in. I'll go with New Orleans Saints. We'll draft them. They're probably not going to give me the best grade here, but it is what it is. It's always practice. They're not always going to be perfect. 82, B-. I can agree with that. It's probably not the best, but I'm coming to you unedited with the drafts and how they turn out. So it's always practice. It's strategies. You get to see where I messed up, where I did decent, and kind of morph that into a way that will help for you. So I appreciate everybody watching this video. This is Mystic Perp Sports. Be sure to like if you liked it. I'm not going to force you to, obviously. And let me know in the comments below if you think I messed up somewhere or not and what I could have done better. So once again, this is Mystic Perp Sports. Thank you so much for watching this video. I will catch you on the next one, and have a great rest of your day. Peace out.